As a species, we all have and share specific traits that are common throughout all of our race, be it physical, be it similarities, be it the form of mental capacity that we have, be it the type of things that we say, like, do, or look on into the world. We all have a lot of shared traits that are unique to us. And one trait that I want to talk about today is something that has been gaining a lot of popularity lately on a lot of levels, but in reality has been with us ever since the dawn of time. That trait is called the fuck around and find out. Greetings, ladies and gents, my name is Hyozo, the bearded Balkan blabbermouth, and I am discussing, and today we're going to talk about exactly how interesting human beings are, both as a collective and both as individuals. But before this video continues, I would like to kindly ask you to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content, like this video, comment on this video to push it into the algorithm, and if you want to help the channel grow directly and help homeless animals and animals in shelters, to click the join button and become a DiscussThing Guild member. Thank you very much, and now back to the video. Now, the fuck around find out trait that all humans seems to share is not all that uncommon. It is very prominent all throughout our lives. We as individuals constantly try things that might seem stupid and might almost certainly get us into either trouble or some form of harm, but we're far too interested to try. Be it doing something stupid as a boy, like jumping off a high place and trying to land on a specific spot but missing it, trying to do a daredevil stunt or stuff like this. We also have it as a collective. It was very prominent during the last several world wars. It was also prominent in ancient times. It was also prominent in people finding out just exactly what they shouldn't do. And they fucked around and they found out. It is also extremely popular in modern pop culture and gaming, especially when you take a look at some of the individuals that are participating in that activity actively, like this one, the famous or infamous or whatever you want to call it, Alyssa Mercante, who is going to find out, and it is continuing to find out as she fucks around, sometimes probably allegedly quite literally. She has lost all credibility as a human being and all credibility as any sort of professional. She is keeping a little bit of fame because she is trying to sue Smash JT, failing unsuccessfully because she has been called out on every sort of bullshit that she is trying to do. And in my opinion, my humble personal opinion, she only has some people following her still because they share the same form of mental degradation that she, in my opinion, has. We also have a lot of gaming companies that want to fuck around and find out, like companies like Ubisoft, who fucked around a lot with players, producing subpar products, subpar games, releasing abhorrent stuff, stealing from Japanese reenactment groups, failing to even honor the most basic of things and cultural norms. Were trying to push that they're making an adequate and real and close to history game, refusing to listen to their player base, that the very people that are going to potentially pay for the games that they release, and they found out their stocks are in the gutter. This is actually what you're seeing live, one of their better days. However, if we go to the 5-year graph, you'll see that 86% down is going very steadily. They haven't had a surge in almost 3 or 4 years, and for a company like that to consistently do that over a 5-year period, I can safely say that this company is going in the gutter again, in my opinion. Same was with BioWare, with their blatant disregard for anything sacred to gamers and just pandering to activists who won't play their games, who just wanted to push their absolutely cult-like, hateful and violent agenda, and disregarding the people who actually care for what they produce and wanting to play a good game. It is a truly a period of time where a lot of people and companies are finding out after they have fucked around for so long, and because gamers particularly are a very patient bunch, and they do take a lot of punches and they do give a lot of credit, especially in the past, especially with a lot of companies that have previously built trust and now have failed that trust. The finding out part is even that more apocalyptic. And when I say apocalyptic, I say that currently gamers and people in the industry and people in the pop culture industry, be it movies and be it anything entertaining and escapism oriented, have lost any ability to give second chances. And that has made a lot of people very vigilant, which can't be a worse type of news for a company that wants to censor video games, that wants to remove violent video games, and wants to control the narrative on what games would be allowed on any platform. And I'm talking, of course, about Collective Shout. I'm just gonna have a few screenshots for you to get you to comprehend what exactly is happening. Collective Shout is a pseudo-activist group ruled by a bunch of old Karens who have probably never felt the warmth of another human's touch, who have their sole mission currently to push and censor video games and other pop cultural items that they themselves deemed bad. And you see, one of these instances is a person called Lil Tay, who joined the platform on their 18th birthday and made $1 million. You know how that happened. And then they show an anime and a series of images that I personally don't recognize. However, the fact that Collective Shout has this image, and you know what that is, basically tells you quite enough as to where their priorities lie. I know I'm explaining this like an absolute boomer. I am sorry about that. However, you all get the meme. The reason for this is that Collective Shout wants to ban fictional legal content that people enjoy. Yes, you can argue that this is for protection of children. However, we all know that in reality it is not. It is about control of speech. They have even listed the payment processors, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, that operate around 90% of the world's, especially in the entertainment, money flow, if you dig right into it. And they have basically bootstrapped them and sent them to censor and not allow payments on platforms like Steam, on platforms like itch.io, and have basically made these platforms kind of bend the knee and look for alternatives. They have been called out by a lot of creators, including Smash JT, Madam Savvy, Vera Dark, Hypnotic, and a lot of prominent creators, especially in the gaming industry. They have made their absolute worst mistake because they started a war. And they have also sent emails that are trying to entice and antagonize people who are daring to speak against them. They have gone full offensive mode on their agenda of trying to censorship people. And that is the fucking around part. They are fucking around with gamers, with people who, especially after the pandemic, after being locked up for so long and having been censored to talk, to think, to post anything that might go against that agenda, regardless of what you think that period was, they're now being threatened with having their own freedom of choosing what game to play, choosing how to play, choosing when to play it, and choosing what to do with their time, with their escapism, by a bunch, being threatened by a bunch of absolute idiots. I have no idea what that is. The same people, ladies and gents, the same people from Collective Shout have defended and continue to defend the movie Cuties. And if you don't know what Cuties is, you can search that at your own risk. However, I would say that this is a horrible movie. It is an exploitative movie, and this movie is one of the things that I personally think should not be promoted ever. They have also targeted petitions by people who wanted to remove them as such an authority, and have managed to take down a couple of them, which also means that they're fucking around with people's freedom of speech. And so we are at that phase. They have fucked around a lot with people's freedoms, both verbally, both in escapism, like, and both in what they want to do in their own personal time. They have also pushed for ID verification, which is connected to them, and they've also made other companies just act out and prevent people from expressing their opinions freely. And now the second part of our common human trait, the find out part, is coming to get them. They have been outed, they have been blasted, bombarded, they have lit a fire beneath them, and it is absolutely destroying everything. They still are there. However, they have gone protected mode on X. They have tried to salvage any sort of reputation, and they have made people rise up against them. They have made companies push for alternative in payment methods, breaking the monopoly that the current system has. They have pushed people to be creative. They have pushed companies, gaming platforms, gaming developers, and everything to be creative, to be absolutely active against them in the most brutal way possible. They're doing this, and it is a landslide, it is an avalanche that is continuing to become even worse. And at the bottom of that mountain that is currently shaking stand Collective Shout, and they're going to receive the full blow of everything that they have sold, and they will be obliterated from every platform, and they will just become the next Sweet Baby Inc. They have no chance against the people, and people need to understand that, because whatever you do not fuck with gamers. You do not fuck with people who want nothing more than to have freedom of escapism and freedom of expressions. And they are going to find out that very soon. They have fucked around, and they're going to find out. It's not going to be today, it's probably not going to be this year, but they have awoken fully a titan that has already begun fighting against other forms of censorship in the face of Sweet Baby Inc., in the face of other companies that are trying to monitor and moderate everything to their own need, and they just stepped into an alligator lake, and there is no turning back. Gamers are going to continue to fight back. They're going to expose everything that Collective Shout is, and they're not going to leave any stone unturned. You can trust me on that. They will absolutely expose every little bit of information and every little bit of their practices to the world, and they're not going to stop until they have won. This is the reality. It's not a threat. It is not something that I'm advocating for personally or I am against for. I'm just telling you the truth. This is what is going to happen. You do not fuck with gamers. You do not fuck with people who want freedom, and you do not fuck with people who don't take lightly censorship. That's the simple truth, and that's the bed you made. And Collective Shout, you're going to be sleeping in it very, very soon. But anyways, that's all I have for this video today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content, and consider joining the channel and supporting me and homeless animals directly. Thank you very much for watching. My name is f.a.f.o. This was DiscussThing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers and stay fresh.